All right, everybody. Well, we've been on a good run of form here recently. And of course, as always, that means that all the players hate me. It's not everybody that hates me, but just about everybody. They're upset because they're not getting the game time that they think that they deserve. There's a lot of weird stuff going on here, man. We have a lot of players who are getting regular starter playing time, who were promised regular starter playing time, and they're upset. I mean, you go figure it out. I don't know. I don't understand it. I mean, who am I, right? I'm just the manager. I'm just the guy who shows up and fills out the lineup sheet and yells at them from time to time. Anyway, we're playing at Liaoning FC today. We should be able to win this one easily. Chung Bing being the guy who started off, I think we've signed him. I'm not sure if he's going to end up starting for us or not, but we'll see how good he is once he comes in January. That's the way that we do things, of course. We sign a bunch of players, and then afterwards we see how they are. And Kim Jong-il over to Calvo on that free kick, and there's the first goal. 1-0 for Yanbian FC, and any thought that Liaoning had of having a chance today has kind of gone out the window. Liaoning are fourth in the league and have been playing fairly well, but of course we are invincible and unstoppable. Even when all of our players are upset and are fighting and are really grumpy with me, it doesn't really matter. We keep scoring goals. Gao Yang again. Gao Yang asking for more playing time, and I mean, as good as he's been from time to time, he's not as good as our other strikers. We're probably not going to see him on this team for much longer. I think he's one of the ones who's upset that I'm not treating him as a star player or whatever, so he can go be upset where he wants. That's fine. Doesn't matter to me. -1 degrees here in Shenyang. This is over in the Tieshi district, and you can see a little bit of frost there on the field, but no snow. I know where the stadium is. I know a lot about Shenyang. I lived there for 2 years. Gao Yang with the ball now. Gao Yang moves up, past his man. Still going up, goes into the corner, and then just kicks it back to Fan Xiang, who's got plenty of space, over to Kim Jong-il, and he heads that one in. Good to see one of those headers finally go in. How many of those headers have we seen that just sort of like go nowhere, and it's like nobody knows what's going on? And I wouldn't say that there's nothing that the goalkeeper could have done about this. I mean, he could have played it much better. And I look at that. Oh, did you see that? That's off of the defender right there, and a little bit of a deflection, and that's how that one goes in. 2-0 now for Yanbian FC, and we're rocking and rolling again. Not much XG so far in this game, so maybe Liaoning FC is better than we thought, but I don't know, man. When we're winning every game, it's kind of hard to complain. Hanjin over now to Kim Jong-il. Kim Jong-il with a shot from distance and scores his second goal of the game. Kim Jong-il was one of the ones who was upset with me for not starting him more often, but at least he was professional about it and didn't get in too much of a huff about it. If he keeps scoring them from range like that, we'll start him more often. I worry, though, he doesn't like the big matches and he's inconsistent. So, I mean, on my kind of clubs, that means that you don't have much of a future, unfortunately. But we'll use him for now. We'll use him as long as we have to. And then if we have somebody better, we'll use them. That's the way that it goes. Chung Bingbing, who I'm pretty sure we've signed already, with a little header over there at goal trying to impress me. And that was not all that impressive. I mean, against Hoyu, it should be a lot easier to score. Hoyu's not much of a goaltender. And I mean, how many clean sheets has he had? That's because of the good defense in front of him. Park Myung-sung, who has the start for us also in the back, is also upset for a variety of reasons. Kim Jong-il over to Quinn, back to Yejie. Yejie over to Calvo, back to Yejie, back to Quinn. Over to Wade, back to Quinn, over to Calvo. This is a new game engine, by the way, so we'll see how this is. This is my first time looking at it. Quinn, back to Wade, over to Calvo. Calvo pushes it up and forward to Hanjin. Hanjin, Mr. Model Professional, kicks it over to Gao Yang, who kicks it. I'm not sure where that was going. That was deflected, I think, for a corner. Interesting it's on the left side, not the right side, but whatever. Kim Jong-il takes it, pushes it forward. Can't get it to his man. This is the same story we've seen it time and time again. Calvo comes back and grabs it. Over to Wade. Wade back to Park Myung-sung. Over to Quinn. Good teamwork to Wade. Wade over to Fan Xiang. Back to Quinn. And that ends the highlights. So much for that. And man, their XG's almost caught up with ours. What's going on, boys? We're supposed to have more shots on goal than this. And we saw in the last match, right, against Yentai, that the players seemed to sort of give up part of the way through. Good job controlling possession, I guess, but can you shoot the ball? I mean, we'd like to see you shoot the ball. Para having a pretty bad game. Gao Yang also having a bad one. We're going to put Kim Kook-jin back in. And let's see what else we can do. This is, who is this here? Quinn is having a bad game. We'll put Paulson in since he was complaining to me as well. And we'll go along with that. We'll see how far that gets us. I'm a little bit worried because it's only a 3-0 lead, and we should be winning by more if we are really that much better. Paulson now has it over to Wade. Wade moves it up to Hanjin. Hanjin with it now. Takes it forward. Nope. And Fan Xiang back to Hanjin over to Calvo. And Calvo is fouled from behind by Lian Jianguo. So we'll take this free kick. Kim Jong-il will take it. And and pushes it up. And boy, that was pretty nicely set up for, I'm not sure if that was Yeji or Kim Kook-jin, but one of the two. And we're just not able to get that one goalwards. Kim Yong-il, of course, sitting on a potential hat trick, and a little surprising he didn't just take that himself. Fan Xiang now. Fan Xiang moves back and unfortunately is dispossessed. Chung Bingbing then pushes it forward to nobody. Paulsen has it over to Park Myung-sung. Park Myung-sung now back to Paulsen. Paulsen was really upset with me. So upset that I made a different video about that. You'll see that a little bit later today. And looks like Liaoning took control of it over to Han Jin now. We've got the ball back. Calvo over to Kim Kook-jin, and he's got to score. And he misses it. And that looks a little bit frustrating. And Kim Kook-jin, unfortunately, who doesn't like big matches, Kim Kook-jin is another one of those players where I'm like, I mean, I love having guys. I like the feeling of having a bunch of North Korean players, but as we move up, I'm not so sure that he's got what it takes, especially if he keeps whiffing on it like that. I mean, that was ridiculous. Kim Yong-il now, once again, with the free kick, and over to Yeji, who's got to score, and we just missed the inside corner there. I mean, it looked like it was easier to score than to miss. I'm not sure how we missed that one, but there you have it. And the match just keeps moving along. I've noticed that we're not quite as dominant. I should probably go on the SI forums and talk about how all the tactics are ruined by the new update. I'm sure that you'll see a lot of that here in the coming days. Park Myung-sung able to get ahead onto that, and it's over to Xu Fei, who has a shot on goal that hits the woodwork. And that's a really bad attempt to save it by Hoyu, who's looking awful. Fan Xiang finally gets it back over to Han Jin, and he is dispossessed by Shi Rui for Liaoning, and that does that. And I've really got to wonder about Hoyu here, and I mean, what kind of angle he's getting on this shot. He's sort of standing there in the middle of no man's land, gives him tons and tons of space, and we're lucky that it's not 3-1. Hoyu, like I said, is not exactly the best goaltender in the world. And unfortunately, we do have to use the Chinese goaltenders. So we better hope that we get some who are pretty good on our side. And here comes Para. Para is 1-on-1 with a keeper and can't score. That was knocked out by the man behind him, actually. But that's, again, a little bit frustrating. You want to see Luciano do a little bit better than that. Calvo now. Calvo with the corner. And you can see him looking there for, I'm not sure exactly who that was. Maybe it was Kim Kook-jin there on the far side. But unfortunately, not quite able to get it through. And Para really has to score this. I mean, he chose the wrong side, really. If he moves it a little bit forward to the inside, he can get a little bit more space on either side of the keeper instead of just keeping it over down that sort of far side. And Kim Yong-il just barely misses his hat trick. Kim Kook-jin takes it away. Shoots out across from the middle of nowhere. Fan Xiang finally has it. Han Jin gets it under control, and it's just taken away from him. And, I mean, that was a good attempt. Good try, boys. Good try. But, yeah, this is, again, the dominance that we've shown early in the season is starting to fade away from us. And I'm really starting to wonder about some of these players. It's like every once in a while they have one of these games where they just don't show up, and you think, was this really the team that won 10-0, just a couple of weeks ago? And that is a goal for Liaoning FC, and that's a good goal from Wang Zhiyu. And they have a road back into this match. And once again, as I was saying, Hoyu, I'm not quite sure what he's doing there. I mean, this is a horrible position. He's going forward for it. No, then he's not. Right? I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to play the line, or you're going to go forward and make the stop? Well, he's going to go halfway and then just sort of stand there with his head in his hands. That's ridiculous. So anyway, that's not the match engine at all. That is the player, and we need to get a better player than him. Wade over to Para. Para back to Kim Yong-il. Kim Yong-il looks for a cross, finds a cross finally over to Han Jin, who's injured. And I'm guessing the injury is not too serious because none of my assistant managers have told me about it. I have two, by the way, somehow. Anyway, I mean, I think Han Jin actually takes that away there from probably Kim Kook-jin. That's who it is. So, I mean, not exactly the best team move there on the part of Han Jin. I think that Kim Kook-jin was in a better position to score. Paulsen over to Fan Xiang to Yejia. Yejia finds Kim Kook-jin, and he's got a man. Does he see him? He does. He sees him, and he shoots it over to him, and he has too much on it, and I'm not sure who that was. That was a cross, not a shot, and he just had a little bit too much on it, a little bit too excited. If he slows it down a little bit, then we've got goal number 4. And, boy, Liaoning in a scoring position, but nothing happening. Park Myung-sung now throws it in. Hoyu not going to get that clean sheet bonus at all. Paulsen now over to Wade. Wade back to Paulsen, over to Yejia. Yejia over to Paulsen, back to Wade, over to Kim Yong-il. Kim Young-il's got Para, and we've got a man. You got a man. You see him? Luciano, hello. He crosses it over far too late, and it's back to Paulson, then to Wade, over to Edge, and this is going to end the game right here. Over to Hanjin, who's kind of limping forward. I'm not sure what he's injured. I'm sure we'll find out in a second. And Calvo is fouled, and this is going to be the final kick of the game if they let us take it. Kim Young-il trying for that hat trick, and he's just going to shoot, of course, see if he can get this around the wall. He does get it around the wall, and man, it just hits the top crossbar and stays out. Bad luck for him. Good game overall, I suppose. I have some problems with Ho Yu and the way that he played. Not a great game from our defense, and Wade doesn't look like he's doing well, and this attack doesn't look like they even want to be here. Anyway, it's mid-November. We've got a month and a half. Not so many games coming up, though. I think we have about 6 games or so before the transfer window opens again. So I will see you tomorrow with our next game, but just keep in mind that this team won't be like this forever. We're going to look a little bit better in future games. And with that, I will talk with you tomorrow. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.